The profitable roofer, more jobs, fatter margins, less chaos. A building owner asks you for TPO on Monday, EPDM on Tuesday, then asks which one pays back. If your proposal answers with a membrane name, your margin is already leaking. By the end, you will know how to bid a commercial flat roof by ROI without pretending one sheet wins every roof. This is sales and estimating math, not engineering advice.
Start with plain words. TPO is a weldable plastic single-ply roof sheet. EPDM is a rubber single-ply roof sheet. Low slope means flat enough that drainage matters. Those definitions help, but they do not close the job. NRCA, the roofing trade group, puts the bid around the whole assembly. Fire rating, uplift resistance, slope, drainage, insulation, coverboard, flashings, edge metal, terminations, installation instructions, and local code criteria. The membrane is not the bid. The assembly is.
The owner is not buying white plastic or black rubber. The owner is buying an outcome. Lower cooling load, cleaner first cost, fewer leak callbacks, less tenant disruption, a warranty path, or a roof that passes the code conversation without drama. Your proposal has to show which of those outcomes applies to this building. If it cannot, you are not selling ROI. You are selling a roll of material with your logo on the cover page.
First branch, water. Positive drainage means water leaves the roof. NRCA says low-slope membrane roofs should be designed for positive drainage, and it uses a plain test. Under drying conditions, ponding water should not sit 48 hours after rain. Many code paths also point to a 1/4 inch per foot design slope for low-slope membrane coverings, with re-roofing exceptions where drainage already works. If the roof holds water, TPO versus EPDM is the wrong first question.
The first question is where the water goes.
Second branch, seams. TPO is thermoplastic, so a trained crew can weld field seams with hot air. EPDM is thermoset rubber, so the seams are usually taped, glued, or pressure sensitive. That difference is not trivia. It decides training, equipment, weather window, detail speed, repair style, and quality checks. A welded seam can be a clean selling point. A bad weld is a callback with your name on it. Same with dirty EPDM tape work. The seam is where margin locks up or walks off.
Now TPO. Its cleanest ROI case is a cooling-dominant building or a code-driven cool roof job. The U.S. Department of Energy says a reflective roof can stay more than 50 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than a conventional roof under the same sunny conditions. It also says white roofing products generally reflect about 60 to 90% of sunlight. That is useful. It is not a utility bill promise.
The actual payback depends on climate, insulation, HVAC runtime, utility rates, operating hours, and the roof that is up there now. A cooler roof is not a payback unless the building buys cooling.
This is where ratings help. CRRC means Cool Roof Rating Council. It lists solar reflectance, which is how much sunlight bounces off, and thermal emittance, which is how well heat releases. For one GAF white TPO datasheet, the initial SRI, or Solar Reflectance Index, is 101, and the 3-year aged SRI is 92. Elevate says certain white and tan TPO systems meet Title 24, California's Energy Code. Use that as a compliance path, not a blanket material claim.
Now EPDM. Its cleanest ROI case is a heating-dominant building, a simple open roof, or an owner pushing hard on first cost. Spry, a single-ply roofing association, says black EPDM absorbs solar energy and can reduce winter heating costs. Carlisle says black membranes can increase cooling costs in southern climates, while white membranes can do the same in northern heating climates. So climate cuts both ways. The labor story matters too. Carlisle lists EPDM sheet sizes up to 50 feet by 200 feet.
One GAF TPO sheet line runs 5 to 12 feet wide by 100 feet long. Fewer seams can mean fewer labor hours if the roof is open enough to use the sheet.
Do not sell lifespan like a fortune teller. Sell eligibility, thickness, maintenance exposure, and documentation. A mil is 1/1000th of an inch. GAF lists TPO guarantees up to 20 years for 45 mil, 25 years for 60 mil, and 30 years for 80 mil on that product path. Its single-ply comparison says EPDM warranties typically cover 20 years and may be longer depending on installation.
IBEX studied EPDM samples from roofs in service 16 to 26 years, but that does not let you promise remaining life on the roof in front of you. Thickness, climate, drainage, traffic, attachment, and maintenance still get a vote.
Now price the hidden lines. Coverboard is the hard layer above insulation. NRCA calls coverboards good practice for low-slope systems because they can add puncture resistance, help with fire classification, separate incompatible materials, protect insulation from traffic, and support tested wind and fire assemblies. That is ROI language. It is not a buried add-on. Same with fastening.
Spry notes wide thermoplastic sheets can reduce labor on large mechanically attached roofs, but wind-up lift requirements can force closer fastener spacing or narrower sheets. A 50-foot sheet can save labor until wind fastening takes it back.
Then ask what the roof sits under. Restaurant exhaust, grease, oils, chemicals, airport exposure, heavy HVAC traffic, hail exposure, or concentrated sunlight can change the membrane conversation fast. GAF says TPO resists many chemicals except acids, greases, or oils, and it says EPDM has limited resistance to acids, grease, animal oils, and vegetable oils. For some restaurant or harsh exposure roofs, PVC key or added protection may need a seat at the table.
Spree also flags high heat loading and concentrated sunlight as conditions that may call for thicker membrane or severe condition formulation. This is where the one-size pitch gets expensive.
Tenant disruption is another bid input. A warehouse that can shut down for a week is different from a medical office with patients under the deck. Elevate says certain self-adhered EPDM and TPO systems can reduce membrane installation man-hours up to 77% per square, with actual results varying. It also points to no adhesives, no flash-off time, and installation as low as 20 degrees Fahrenheit for that system. Do not drop 77% into every proposal.
Use self-adhered as a labor, odor, and schedule option when the job actually supports it.
Here is the margin math. Run 4 numbers before you recommend the sheet. 1. Installed cost, meaning material, crew, equipment, fasteners, disposal, staging, and detail time. 2. Operating input, meaning cooling or heating only when climate, utility rates, insulation, and hours support it. 3. Maintenance exposure, meaning seams, penetrations, drains, traffic routes, and repair access.
4. Disruption and warranty path, meaning tenant hours, odor limits, manufacturer eligibility, and callback risk. GAF says EPDM typically has the lowest installation cost, and TPO is often the most cost-effective thermoplastic. Fine, still run the job sheet. Directional cost is not your bid.
The proposal should not read like a product brochure. Give the owner 2 alternates and 1 exception. Alternate A, TPO, if the building needs cool roof compliance, AC load relief, weldable seams, or fast thermoplastic details. Alternate B, EPDM, if the building is heating dominant, simple, open, and first cost sensitive. Exception path, grease, oil, chemicals, high heat, heavy traffic, ponding water, or code conditions that push the assembly beyond a simple TPO versus EPDM call.
Use this talk track in the room. We can bid a white weldable roof because your building buys cooling and your code path rewards reflectivity. We can bid black rubber because your roof is simple, cold climate, and open enough for fewer seams. We can also step outside both if grease, heat, traffic, or drainage makes that smarter. That is a stronger sales conversation than asking which membrane the owner likes. It shows you are pricing the roof they actually own.
Now bring it back to the route. Before your estimator drives across town, qualify the building. Does it have enough roof area to matter? Is the roof old enough for replacement timing? Is it a flat commercial target or a small distraction? Is there visible equipment, tenant use, or property type that changes the bid? A commercial flat roof ROI conversation takes real estimating time. Do not spend it on buildings that we're never likely to buy.
Carry this into the next bid. The membrane is not the bid. The assembly is. A cooler roof is not a payback unless the building buys cooling. A 50-foot sheet can save labor until wind fastening takes it back. That is the whole spread. If the owner asks TPO or EPDM, answer with the money path. Installed cost, operating input, maintenance exposure, and disruption. Then show the roof conditions that make your answer true.
Roof Predict helps you find the buildings worth that conversation before your sales team burns windshield time. Get your territory's roof age scored prospect list from Roof Predict, build the route, price the roof, and stop letting the wrong buildings eat the day.